Life of Pablo.
God, what a weird album cover.
Oh, yeah. But I will say... What's up? You're watching HIVEMIND, the most perfect show on the internet. My name is Riley, and as always, I'm joined by my cringy co-host, Graydon.
I'm strong!
Today, we are putting to use my graphic design degree and Graydon's free time to once again rank album covers for you guys in a tier list. This is Rap Album Covers Tier List 2. We heard you guys in the comments of the last video. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. We took a bunch of those suggestions and also some other classic album covers, some new album covers, put them all together in this tier list. We're going to rank them A to F. You know how it goes.
S to F.
Or S to F, yeah, correct. Thank you.
I got you, buddy. That's what I'm here for.
Other than that, before we get into it, like the video, subscribe if you want to see more, and join the Discord at the link in the description, and go to HIVEMINDTV.com if you want to check out our brand new merch. Let's get into these album covers.
Put your pants back on. It's weird to watch videos with them off.
You know, it's quarantine, baby.
True.
All right, let's do it.
I'm feeling critical today.
Yeah, are you?
It's going to be lucky if anything even gets near a B for me.
Oh, geez.
I'm just going to shit on everyone.
Yeah, I'm interested to see where it goes. All right, let's get into it. This is kind of an alphabetical order. So,
nice.
First, we are going to go with Amine, Limbo, a new album.
Brand new album.
Portland rapper
I
Amine.
don't get what's going on in the green thing.
Oh, I think it looks awful.
What is it? Is it a tennis ball?
I think it's just supposed to be a graphic, you know?
Just like a presentation of letters inside of a green sphere.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's bad. The photo's kind of cool.
Yeah, the photo is kind of cool. I like black and white photos.
And he's always like face forward when it comes to his music. It's always like his face.
He's a video artist too. Yeah, his videos.
And so like I like the photo, and I guess just the text it looks bad, really bad.
Yeah, I think part of the thing, I don't know. I guess I get more critical once I see the text of the rest of everything. Like the photo, like it's really hard to see what's going on the right side of his face. So that's like something that kind of takes away from it as well. Lighting's weird, but yeah, it does look like somebody just found like the extrude and bevel tool, the 3D tool in Illustrator, and was like, all right, I'm gonna try this.
Here we go.
And they went with that. But I don't know. I mean, from far away, I think it kind of looks stylish, but when you get close to it, it is pretty awful. Yeah. God darn awful. So
this is a D?
Yeah, it's a D tier for me. I think so. Hate to start off on that foot, but
I warned y'all.
Yep. All right, Amine, D tier. Just the way it goes.
Sorry, dog.
All right. Next, a classic, Chief Keef, Finally Rich.
God, when I know like people want this style to come back, but can it ever really like come back with the same kind of like, you know, flair that it had?
I don't know.
Like it can't come back with authenticity, I feel like.
Those Pen and Pixel album covers and like the mixtape covers, like those kind of came back in a certain way. Like,
yeah, but almost like cheeky way, I feel like.
But I mean, I feel like that might happen with like, you know, like Rick Ross, Waka Flocka Flame, and Chief Keef album covers, like just looking very like blingy and like a grimy way, you know?
What is he, like 14 in this?
Yeah, I think he recorded it when he was 15, right? 16?
Finally Rich. He waited all that time to get rich.
All that time.
Straightforward, simple, nice.
What I think it would be cool is if there's probably an Instagram artist out there who does this and like modernizes rap album covers, if they made it a jewel in his hand and then he's blowing out some vape smoke
and he's like crying.
Oh yeah, and it says like pain in the top right hand corner. Yeah. For me, this is like, it's like a solid, like, I think I have to give it a C, only because I don't think it's like...
It doesn't do anything.
It doesn't really do anything, but it's not bad. It's like iconic.
No. And I like the slice off the letters. That's like a nice angle.
That always reminds me of Linkin Park. I don't know. Every time I see something that's just like sliced, I think of new, like the 2000s new metal or
like
something.
Like the H and the I connected.
Yeah, I mean, it's cool. It's just, like, cool for the time, I guess, you know. It is actually, I mean, this came out in 2012. Like, that seems like that's late to be doing a lot of the stuff that's happening graphically here. But
yeah, he definitely has, like, was never, like, trying to be on the cutting edge of, like, aesthetics.
No. He didn't need to be either. Right. Yeah, I think it's a C. Yeah, you know, it's iconic.
It's iconic. I can't go higher than a C, though.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. It is iconic. All right, next. Childish Gambino, Because the Internet.
I love this one. This is a great photo. Do you know who took this?
I do not know who took this.
It was me.
Yeah. Oh, come on. Yeah, the color grading is fantastic.
Yeah, it's
he
really
looks high out of his mind, but like in a stern way. Like something about it is just
He wasn't smoking to have fun.
right. It has a feeling to it, and it almost has like an amateur photographer vibe to it in terms of the lighting. Like someone just got lighting gels and like they, you know, it's very front lit, but in a weird way that you can tell it's lit like back to the sides. It's weird photo.
I really like this one.
The Hawaiian shirt is really
The shirt pops off. There's like a natural gradient going on, which is cool.
Yeah.
This is a solid B for me.
Dude, do you think any rapper in 2020 could get away wearing a Hawaiian shirt?
In 2020? Yeah.
Who?
I mean, Drake's wearing a Hawaiian shirt right now. I'd put money on it.
No, he's not.
Yes, he is.
No, he's
on a
wearing
beat.
all Nike. He's wearing
All
his
black Nike
out.
tracksuit.
I swear to God. Or Chrome Hearts.
They probably made him a Hawaiian shirt.
No, he's
Dude,
not
there
wearing
is
Hawaiian
someone
shirts.
right now wearing
Okay,
a
it's like
Hawaiian shirt.
DJ Khaled and like possibly like 24K Golden.
We've never lived near the ocean.
Yeah,
People that live near the ocean have normalized Hawaiian shirts to be like,
oh man, if I see someone in a Hawaiian shirt, I am
in Detroit,
walking the other way. I am walking the other way. Something is wrong.
But if you lived in like Tampa, you'd be like, "What's up, neighbor?"
Dude, anyone in the Midwest with a Hawaiian shirt has serotonin syndrome. I'm
Yes.
sure of it.
And probably an ex-wife.
I'm going B tier on this one.
Yeah, I'm going B
I think
too.
it's solid, but it is an iconic photograph.
Gambino.
Oh,
too, you know what
let's
I mean?
go. All right. I think we're getting the hang of it. We're getting the swing of it.
Yeah.
Into our
Our groove, if you will.
our groove. All right, here we go. Danny Brown,
This is iconic.
Triple X. Very iconic.
I love the white cover too, and it's like the face is almost like popping out at you or like carved into it. Mm-hmm. The text doesn't distract you either. Like very fitting.
Yeah.
Retro font.
Super graphic. You know how Logic calls himself Bobby Tarantino?
Yeah.
Because he loves like Quentin Tarantino. I feel like what he goes for is so it's so much more like extravagant, like what Logic goes for. This is like embodying like a Quentin Tarantino. Like it's super graphic and simple, and like
and that like font is like the Jackie
Brown.
font.
That's what I was gonna say. Yeah, it's like a Jackie Brown thing.
And that's the best Tarantino movie by far.
I haven't even seen it, honestly.
good.
I was getting tattooed once, and the tattoo artist was like, "You ever seen Jackie Brown?" And started telling me what it was about.
Really good. Woman lead. Oh yeah. Big twist.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna watch that soon. But yeah, this is like I think it's an A tier for me.
Oh, this is S for me.
S for you. Okay.
I know
Well,
I said I was going to shit on everyone, but this one's amazing.
All right, you get the pull for the
Okay.
first pull, so we're gonna pull this to an S. I get one pull later, so we'll
right.
see where it goes. All right.
I like
Danny
the way you
Brown.
do business.
Yeah. Hey. Pleasure as always.
Because if that's not an S, I don't know what is. You know
yeah,
what I
it
mean?
is super. I mean, yeah, it's great.
Crispy.
It's got perfect negative space too, where
Yeah.
like where it cuts out lines is like very stylish, very
And there's
like,
just
classy.
like that little right by the nose to give it that definition.
Yeah, a lot of personality. The Xanax pill with just the name of
Triple
the
X, yeah.
everything's great. All right, cool. Next,
Oh shit. Heavy hitters.
Die Lit.
Heavy hitters.
We did the self-titled last time. This time it's Die Lit. Playboi Carti.
Gunner Stall photo, right?
I think I would guess, but I don't know for sure. But yeah, this is like. I mean, to me, this is an accidental S. That's what I would call it.
Yeah.
It's like I don't think even they knew the power of this photo at the time.
It changed. It like switched lanes for the whole genre.
It made everything just feel punk when it didn't have to sound like punk.
all, yeah.
When you can like visually change the tone of what's going on without changing it sonically, that's like super powerful. Like you can listen to that album, and any old punk fan from the 90s who listens to that album is gonna be like, this ain't punk.
Yeah.
No way. But kids growing up right now with this poster in their room, they're like,
Punk.
yeah, punk.
They're punk as fuck, and they look like punk kids.
Oh,
from
yeah.
the 80s,
Straight
and the
up,
80s,
yeah.
But they're just listening to this.
Yeah, straight up. Yeah, S tier easy for me. What do you think?
It's a classic case too of like, if this was different music on this album, I don't know if it's an S. You know what I mean? Like if this is like a Yo Gotti album, I'm like, I don't know. It seemed a little weird that they chose all those.
Down in the DMs is just on this on this album. Yeah,
But with it, like the pairing, like you said, the ability to change the tone with the visuals,
Yeah.
like opened up Carti's lane too, and it kind of allowed us or maybe allowed people to like understand what he was trying to do more. Like
I think
he finally attached to an image that like made a lot of sense.
Yeah, I think it cemented him in his mystery, in sort of his alien mystery, as they say. So, yeah, I think it's an S tier. I think it's so good.
Can't argue with you there.
All right.
Just like the government can no longer argue that aliens are real.
Right. I'll tell Tom DeLonge that. So, all right, here we go. Drizzy. Nothing was the same.
Our fellow Canadian.
Yep, fellow Canadian.
Love the parental advisory on this one, the placement.
Where is that? Oh, yeah, top right. Okay, yeah.
Loved how this one worked, too. Like, you open it up, and the kid and you had the back, and that was cool.
I think, yeah, I mean, this goes back to, like, if you do something... Drake always does this. You make something that's kind of like a blueprint for everybody to copy.
Right.
It's like not necessarily so stunning on its own, but it is the first to do it, and it's very imitable. I don't know what word.
Imitable. Sounds better.
Imitable sounds sweet. Imitable. It sounds like something the Suicide Boys would rap.
This is also like I have a feeling in me when I see this album, like that feeling. I like puke it back up. I can feel it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Because I remember looking at this album on my smartphone, like sophomore year of college or whatever, like walking around campus and listening to this. And then, like I see these colors and that profile view and that painting. It's just like some covers can do that over time, and this is one of those ones that just like gives me a very specific feeling.
Yeah,
I can hear Tucson leather looking at it.
I also think. Tucson leather or Tuscan leather? Tucson. Dude, they sell a lot of leather in Tucson.
That's why.
You go down to Arizona and just hook it up. But yeah, I think this kind of also set the tone for another fellow Canadian, Nav, with the Brown Boy album cover, because it's like a 3D rendering, but it's very like shiny and weird.
And he's very profile, like he's always hitting the side.
I really like that Drake is just like, he's just wanted to be making that face. Like he was like this, just like it's almost like duck lips. He's like Drake is like the king of duck lips.
He's
for
duck
men.
lipping them.
So yeah, I'm gonna go with an A on this. I think it's a
A's good.
I think it's very
solid
iconic.
A.
It's a solid A,
but it's not outstanding art.
I agree with that. I do not like the type.
I was
by the
just
way,
about to
I was
say
gonna
that.
say that.
The type feels.
I think it shouldn't be on there. I think if
nothing should be on there.
Nothing should be on there.
Nothing was the same.
Nothing should
be on there.
Right. All right. Next, Drip Harder.
Drip Harder. I love this one.
Yeah. I am going to fight you on this one. I think it's terrible.
Yeah, you hate it?
Oh, I hate it. It's like a good idea.
You're scared of snakes. That's why.
That is besides the point. I mean, are there any in here? This is like a great idea executed very poorly, in my opinion. It's like, I don't know what. It just seems like bad 3D art to me. Like it seems like.
Yeah, the more I look at it, I wish there was like a little more depth to some things.
Like you can't look at this and be like, they must have made the statue. Like they didn't make any of this. Right. And it also says Drip Harder like on the collar. Like I just think it's like.
I just like the green and the black and the grays. I love the colors.
Gunna and Lil Baby just on the side in like freaking Gil Sand or Helvetica or something. It's just,
I like the way this was Snakes looking at us.
Okay, sure. There are some good things about this, but...
He's almost like Tamagothic challenging us.
Yeah. One thing I think is just funny overall is how many times rappers try to like... They'll be like, it's like statuesque album covers, like shit like that is so funny to me that it's like they think of like old like Greek god, like statues of Greek gods, and like that's what this music is. Like it's classy like art museum shit, and like and it is cool. I think high art like vibes like that are cool, but it's just funny for like Lil Baby and Gunna, you know?
Yeah, it is strange,
but I don't know. To me, this is like.
You want to say F.
I want to. I mean, I would be fine with a D.
All right, we can go on D.
D?
We can D them down.
All right, let's do the D. All right.
Throw some D's on through an F anyway.
Oh, whoops, my bad. sorry. It's just where my head goes. Anyway.
And whatever he said.
All right, next one. I don't think you're going to know this one.
Okay.
Echo 2K, E. So Echo 2K, Drain Gang member.
Yeah.
You know? I just thought this was an interesting album cover. Also, not a rap album, but, you know, rap adjacent.
Yeah, whatever. I like this a lot.
Yeah, me too.
I like it, like, the more you look at it, the less it looks like an E.
Right.
Too. Like, when you just pass by it, you're like, oh, big E, and then you look at it and you're like, what is this that I'm looking at?
What I like about this is, and it would help to hear the album, which you should listen to it. It's really good. The production is insane. But what it reminds me of, like, the 90s electronic music, like when like Brian Eno and like even like jazz guys like Philip Glass were kind of like entering a new arena. It's very like graphic in like a Swiss way. Yeah, that it's kind of Swiss. It's just super graphic and like simplistic, in your face and simple, but that just speaks to so many things about it that like you can be complex digitally and still represent it in like a very simple way with like computer graphics, which I think is super
classy.
Cool. Yeah, it's super classy. Like,
this is an A for me.
It's an A for me as well. I think it's super, super good. I just wanted to talk about this one because it's super different from a lot of what we're going to look at, obviously. Yeah. All right. If there was an E tier, which we skipped, that would be cool to put it on there. But, I mean, it doesn't deserve that, but, you know.
If sumo wrestlers shit themselves, they automatically win the match.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
That's, like, kind of the whole point. They're, like, trying to push the poop out of each other.
Really? I bet those guys have to poop a lot. Onward. Eminem.
Our guy M. Big friend, fan of the show, too.
Yeah, fellow Canadian, Eminem.
I hate this whole chain of albums for him because he does Recovery and then he does Relapse, Refill. And that's the one where his face is made up all of those little images. You remember that one?
Yeah, that's Relapse, I think.
Yeah, Relapse, Refill, and then Recovery. I don't know.
And then, and then Respawn was after that, is that right?
Respawn?
Yeah. Anyway.
There's something about Eminem that I just don't get.
I think, you know what's so funny is like, this is all ruined by one thing.
It's the cross.
If you took out the type altogether.
Yeah, altogether.
This would be like a great,
it'd be
like,
right.
underground rap, like Midwest shit. I don't know. There's something about it that's like really eerie about the photo that would be classy and would be good if you just took out the type altogether.
The type ruins it.
Awful.
It looks tacky.
Oh, it looks so bad. Like the hospital, like the Red Cross logo in the middle of your, like, what are you doing?
It looks like a bad movie.
Yeah.
This summer, Eminem.
Gosling. This would be a Gosling flick.
Ryan Gosling is Eminem.
Oh, that would be so good.
That would be good.
Who would play him, actually?
An M biopic?
Yeah. It'd have to be someone younger.
Michael Cera?
Machine Gun Kelly.
Machine Gun Kelly.
Yep.
Oh, he'd have to get his tattoos removed. How do they do that?
Eminem has tattoos.
No, not like MGK, though.
Well, no, but they just makeup.
You just wear like a skin suit?
No, it's makeup.
Oh, right,
all the way.
Yeah.
But anyway.
This is a fat old F for me.
Yeah, I'm sick of looking at it already. Let's go with an F. But shout out Eminem.
And sonically, it's like...
He has some iconic album covers, too.
Most definitely.
This is just the one that stuck out that we had to talk about. So, all right. Next. Future. High Off Life.
Always.
Newest Future album.
I feel like Future always kills it on the album cover.
You think this one's good?
I don't think it's great. I think it's like pretty lazy, probably.
Right.
I think it's just a photo.
Yeah.
But it looks good, and I feel like it fits like the vibe of the project like well.
See, I think that this was going for what Die Lit did. In that it was supposed to be a simple photo that spoke a lot, and it wasn't necessarily the best photo. It was like supposed to be like blurry in certain parts.
It gives me that, with the blur, it gives me like slight Let's Get It On vibes. Like, which is a classic photo for an album cover because Marvin's like blurry and you can see he's singing and like the soul is like there.
Yeah, and
this is like...
Yeah, that's what I like is that you can, like, this is like a middle of the party type of photo.
Sense the motion.
But I do think it feels forced for some reason for me. And I don't know, like, you, that's the motion he was doing?
Yeah, he's cranking that.
Right, he was cranking it. Yeah, I like it, like, the more I think about it, but at the same time, it just feels like slightly forced, like, it didn't feel as natural. And maybe they did just take a picture that they had taken of him, and that would be the best case scenario for me. But, I don't know.
Yeah, I could have used like more people in it or something. Like it's just a little lonely.
I think that's. I wish that there was no one in it.
Yeah,
because
like those two in the back.
Yeah, you can kind of see some people peeking out, and I feel like most of Future's music feels like feeling alone at like a extravagant party, like just like a Molly night, and he's just by himself. But he's in a room full of people, but he's by himself. If you know what I mean.
You're just not talking to anyone.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. For me, this is like a. I think I could go C or D on it. It's not anything special. I think it's a C.
I think it's a C too.
All right,
I think to say it's a D is like too insulting to something that really can't be that insulted.
That's true. It's not bad. All right, C for Future there. All right, next one. Also not a rap album, but wanted to talk about it. Let's do it.
Not a rapper.
100 gecs, 1,000 gecs.
I love this cover.
Oh, it's fantastic.
Yeah, I love this cover, and it was like, yeah, this is just a new group on the scene. And this project has like reached so many people, and the cover is going to be super iconic as time goes on.
It's still, I mean, it is already for sure. Yeah.
And like facing away, looking into the tree, like there are some like ominous aspects about this that I really like. The storm brewing, the nighttime, like it's all around cool. The big spotlight on the image. I've heard Laura talk about this this cover too, and she says that they didn't plan. They just took the picture and they didn't even plan on it being their album cover or something. And then they were like looking at it and they were like, "That has to be it." Yeah.
And I really like some of the stuff that has spawned from it, which is like there's a I forget if it's like I think it's a change.org petition for somebody to go chop down the Gex tree or something. Like it's just chop it down.
You could sell it branch by branch. Probably. $1 million.
Yeah, but I like the idea that it's just a landmark that people can go find. It's outside of Chicago.
They can look at it.
You can just drive up there, take your picture. There's a tons of them already.
That's cool.
And there's lots of memes with this one too.
It's probably on Google Maps. Gex Tree.
It is. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is. But yeah, like even when like my cartoon of 645AR that I did when they did a mashup of Hand Crushed by a Mallet and For the Trap, they put my cartoon like at the tree, and I was like, that's crazy. That's
sweet.
I was like, oh, my cartoon made it to the tree. That's cool.
Before you did.
Yeah, I didn't even know he was in Chicago, but yeah, I think it's an S tier for me.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Iconic. I was going to ask you what makes it not an S tier.
There's nothing. It's like a perfect.
It's fine.
It's a perfect cover. Couldn't have picked a better one.
Yeah, just everything you'd want.
All right, next, ICP.
Oh.
This one is called The Amazing Jekyll Brothers.
Is he like juggling fireballs?
Dude, I don't know, but I would straight up get this tatted on me.
Yeah, this reminds me of like, it's not, I can't think of the cartoon. It had like the Grim Reaper guy.
Billy Mandy?
Yeah. Kind of remind me of like,
Grim Adventures of Billy Mandy.
Yeah, this like art style kind of
I can see that.
reminiscent of that.
This reminds me of like a shirt at a county fair.
Yeah.
But it'd be the coolest one, and you'd be like, I gotta cop.
Damn, I gotta shoot all the star out of this Target to get that shirt, and the carny's gonna
I see a little rat in there. You're not getting no shirt today. I gotta throw a ring on like a milk jar or whatever.
Wall, like people are spitting on it, or like spraying WD-40.
Yeah.
That's what goes on at ICP concerts anyway. The
Straight
fair
up. It's
and
carnival.
ICP.
Yeah,
it's like
of course.
they are carnies.
Yeah.
For being such a amazing group that really is not problematic or like controversial over time, this one's pretty cool.
I like that you said that. Yeah, I'm gonna go with an A on this.
This is an A too.
I think it's just so sick.
Yeah, it is silky.
It's silky smooth. It's just so like I would wear this on a shirt. I would wear it on me. If somebody wants to tat this on me for free, preferably, I will do it.
Would you rather get this tatted on you or listen to this album every day for the rest of your
tatted.
life?
I don't even. It's not even close. This is like really. It's really lopsided. All right, here we go.
Shout out clowns.
Iggy Azalea. Speaking of clowns, the new classic.
Woo!
Dude,
this had a chance to be so great, but then they used that font.
Oh, dude, there are more problems than the font.
The border?
The border where they did that thing where they like shrink one and put it in and then it like creates a border that's like made out of some like aspects of the background or something, or like I don't even know.
I like the photo and the fit though.
Oh, the font, both fonts are fucking off.
Oh yeah,
like
they ruined it with the font. But if it was just this photo with that fit, no border,
I think
I would ride with it.
I think that would be a C.
Yeah,
and this is an F.
Like, oh yeah, if we could go lower than F, I'd go lower.
Yeah, straight up. I mean, it's like that font is like straight up like a old like if you're making like a joke sitcom like 80s
old
trailer
movie,
or something.
Miami something.
Yeah, Miami shit. And then the new classic is in what I think is what is that script called? It's like, and it's not Wisdom script. I don't remember, but it's some dumb ass like terrible script that people use, and it's like PowerPoint type beat.
I mean, it looks like how the album sounded, probably. Bad.
Fancy goes crazy though.
Yeah.
Fancy's a generational banger. All right, Iggy Azalea, we're going F.
Sorry, girl.
New classic. All right. Speaking of new classics, here we go.
Oh, here we are.
Internet Money, the new Internet Money album, Before the Storm. It's out now.
Speaking of carnivals,
yeah,
total Carney theme again here. I love this.
It's weird. I feel like there's so many things that I usually dislike in album covers here, but
such as
just like.
Too noisy.
Like it's a painting, but it isn't that like there's not a lot of contrast. It feels like kind of like a flat painting. Like this background is like if it were a photo, this is all the same focus as the front, so it doesn't have a lot of depth. Like it feels like kind of like a flat thing, which
looks like Where's Waldo or something.
Yeah, it does kind of look like Where's Waldo. It's I don't know, but I what I was gonna say is I don't know why, but I do like it a lot.
I like the idea of like. That there's so many people on the album and they incorporated seemingly all of them, right?
Yeah.
And that's sweet. I like that.
I like that a lot. I like a lot of things about it too. They did like what I really like is like marketing campaigns with album covers, like graphic marketing campaigns. That's like something I love to come up with. And what they did is they had an individual painting of each of them commissioned that they could all post.
Nice.
So they've got like these headshots of them with like the carnival stuff in the background.
That is
and
cool.
It's super, super cool looking, and I love that they did that. I also love like detail-oriented stuff, like where I like that Internet Money Records is right here, but it's cut off. You have to infer that. I like that there's a Black Lives Matter blimp in the background, like a blimp little like thing.
That's a great timestamp.
That's great to especially. And then I like the lemonade thing right there. I like Internet Money instead of the Hollywood thing. I like the Long Live Juice WRLD blimp. Before the Storm is only right here on this carnival on the Ferris wheel. Like, there's a lot of stuff I like about this.
Easter eggs.
Yeah.
To me, this is an A.
I think it's an A as well, and
could be a B, but I think it's an A.
Over time this will probably turn into a B for me, just because it's like there's certain things about the painting that just still bother me, but I really like it for what it is.
Me too,
quite a bit. So I'm gonna go with an A on it. Shout out Internet Money.
It feels almost like new classic.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It doesn't feel like when a new album with this many people come out, I was ready for something that was like, oh, I've never seen that. Like, that's something like new and cool. Yeah. And this was like, oh, this feels classic. Like,
yeah. All right. Let's get to this next one. This was requested a few times in the comments. Jaden Smith, Heiress. So there was Sire and then there's Heiress, which is the backwards Sire.
Why'd they put the letters over his face like that?
I don't really know. That's something that I don't necessarily like about it. The only other thing about it that bothers me is that Brockhampton kind of did it first with the type treatment. Okay. They did this for like a very similar treatment to their singles before Saturation 1. So like,
I feel like it's just strange that like for some reason the Y looks farther back. You know what I mean?
Oh, I can see that.
The Y doesn't look like on the same level as the other letters. Because like the R is like overlapping his face, but then he's overlapping the Y. Almost.
Yeah. Oh yeah, there are actually some weird, like, I didn't even notice this, but if you zoom in on the R, like what is that shape going on?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there's some weird stuff in this. I will say that the pros before we focus on the cons, I think the color grading of the photo is fantastic. Yep. If the photo was on its own and it didn't even say Heiress on it was just the photo, I would be inclined to like
click on it.
I would be inclined to give this maybe an A just based on the photo, or like a B.
Love the sofa outside too.
Yeah.
Classic.
Yeah, I think there's like this makes me like Jaden, but it makes me dislike whoever put the type on top.
Yeah, the type's really bad.
So
it's super bad.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and give this. I think it's between a D and an F for me.
Yeah, I want to give it the F.
You want to?
I want to.
I'm going to pull it up to a D.
Okay.
I'm going to use my executive order here to go D on it.
Now
because
I know
the
how
photo.
Congress feels, or the Senate, whichever one it is. Checks and balances.
Right. I'm going to go with a D. I think the photo saves it from an F.
Yeah.
But. All right, next, Life of Pablo.
God, what a weird album cover.
Oh, yeah. But I will say that I was in graphic design school when this album came out, and there was instantly a lot of talk. We went into class the next day, and people were talking. And I was like, this is what shit is going to look like.
Yes.
And it did for a short period of time. But this is like...
I love it because it's
yeah.
like it makes me think this is like a sliver inside Kanye's mind, which is just like a glitchy computer that is like things over and over and over again, images from the past and like memories, and then words.
It is like breaking it down, especially at that time when it was boiled down to a girl with a fat ass and like his family at a wedding or church or something. It's literally like that album is like his gospel side, just like trying to cope with his intense sexual id, like his id, you know. So and it literally says which one. It's just saying, like, which one?
Booty or God?
Booty or God. I don't know which one, you know? I don't know if it's I'm in it for the rest of my career or closed on Sundays, like, you know?
Historic merch, too. Just all the visuals that went with this were so cool.
And the Pablo tour with the suspended stage.
The premiere at MSG was just a landmark in music.
And when Young Thug with them went off there, oh, my God. When I heard that, I was like... This is the craziest song.
Now.
Yeah. And Lil Yachty was a model there and wasn't even really that well known for his music yet. That was so cool, dude. I want to go back to that time.
Me too, dude.
I wish I was there.
I remember like getting past the live stream, someone being like, yo, Kanye's like premiering the album at MSG, and I was like, premiering the...
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I stayed after work. I was working at a graphic design firm, and I stayed after work and watched it because I didn't want to miss any of it going home. And this older dude like came over. He wasn't that much older, but he was older than me. And
hey, young feller.
He came over and he was like, I kind of like Kanye. What's this whole new thing about? And had me explain it to him and stuff. It was cool.
Can't be anything less than an S.
I think it's got to be an S too. I hate just giving every Kanye album an S, but that's how it is, you know?
Yeah, I can't think of a bad one.
And we're going to another one right after this, so here we go.
Wow.
Kids See Ghosts, KSG.
An album I hated, but a cover I love.
I love the album. I think it's great.
I didn't
love it. I don't know. I like it a lot. I think it's great, yeah.
There's only like 2 tracks on it for me.
Well, I think you should listen to it again. Maybe,
Okay, buddy.
All right.
Beautiful watercolor, like...
It's Murakami, too. Takashi Murakami did this cover.
It's pretty stunning.
Yeah, and I remember when I saw it, I was just like, I don't know. I feel like he's doing amateur painting so well. Like, he's not an amateur painter by any means. He's an amazing artist, like one of my favorites of all time. But I'm saying, like, when somebody sits down and they don't really paint, but they are a creative person, they're going to end up with something, the background of this or something. Yeah. They're just like, all right, I'm going to like blend some colors. I'm going to get really good at blending my watercolors, you know? Mm-hmm. And that's what I feel like it does. It kind of like captures what I feel like a lot of people in their mind see as the easiest achievable beauty.
Yeah.
Like a sunset,
right?
You know? Something like that. But then what he does is add these like these airy characters on top of it that are from his world.
Yeah, and they don't belong.
Right. And I don't know. I mean, to me, this is for sure an S is my vote.
Yeah, mine too.
It's just like so stunning and striking. You'll never forget what it looks like.
It's one of those things, like the rare album cover that, like, if it wasn't an album cover, I'd still put it like in my dining room.
I know what you mean.
Like I would frame this, or like if you walked in someone's house and never heard this album and just saw this framed, you'd be like, oh, that's an interesting.
That's cool. Yeah,
it's a cool piece of art.
Yeah, yeah. I gotta give it an S. So. Yeah, shout out to Takashi Murakami and Kid Cudi and Kanye West. Mm-hmm. Very cool.
Cool guys all around.
Yeah, cool. Very, very nice. All right, here we go.
Yachty.
Lil Yachty, Lil Boat 2.
Not as good as the first one.
I think the first one is super, super iconic. We should have ranked that one on one of our tier lists, but maybe
We'll get there.
Maybe in the next one.
Yeah, a lot of
Let us
time
know.
to go. This one's good though. Yachty's always so strong visually. I feel like he's not letting any little thing slip through the cracks. Like this is very like all encompassed. You know, like top to bottom. I like this one a lot.
I think he kind of set himself apart visually from the start.
Yeah.
I think what he did with Lil Boat 1 and then what he ended up doing with what was the other one? The Teenage Emotions, is that what it's called? And then something that I really like that is understated, and that's, I mean, I love a lot of like understated little detail-oriented stuff in album covers, especially like photography, is he always puts the coordinates. He puts the coordinates of where the photo is taken. Yeah, it's nautical. Yeah. And he does it in a classy way that doesn't feel out of place on like a label like QC. It seems very like Migos-y. How it's just in like a normal typeface. It's not like
I didn't even notice that.
It doesn't look nautical, but it's just right down here where the photo was taken. And the color grading on this cannot.
Beautiful.
Yeah. And in my head when I see this, I just hear that first song produced by Charlie Shuffler, where he says like the chain short because I ain't jibs. Is that what he says?
I think so.
Yeah, it's an amazing line. But anyway, great song. And I think this is like an A, a strong A.
Yeah, I don't think it can be anything else.
I don't think it can be an S. I don't think it deserves quite that, but it is very, very good.
It is very good.
Yeah. I'm going to move it ahead of some of the other A's. I'm going to put it at the front of the A's just to
added
symbolize.
emphasis.
Yeah, for sure. Onward and upward. Here we go. Much requested one. People were saying, how do you do an album covers tier list and not put Logic in here?
It's a great point.
I do agree. I think Logic's album covers are much better than his music.
Ever.
Much, yeah.
He will go down in history for me as the guy who like just had good album covers.
Yeah. There's some good things. There's some Logic's done a few good things.
Well, I'm sure album, as a guy he's done good things, but I'm not saying musically I won't go that far.
Right. This album, I will say, just before we get into the cover, I actually didn't mind it.
Yeah.
I listened to it and all the way through, and I was like, you know what? I know, thank you. It took a lot.
Oh my God.
No, it was, and I was like, you know what? There's some cool stuff going on here. He's corny, obviously, but there are moments. There are moments. I think he did a good job with this cover.
All things aside, I love this album cover.
Rather. Yeah, this cover is so fantastic.
Yeah, it's amazing. Everything has like the same pole, to give you that like tractor beam feel. Like a ship is above them, like beaming something down, and it's all moving because of one force.
Oh, yeah.
And that interconnectivity between all the objects and him is like what really makes it for me.
Oh, it has one movement. It is literally like what do they call it? Undertow.
Yeah.
It's like a severe bottom of the sea undertow, where things are being pulled up, and he is floating in the middle of it. Dramatic lighting. It's a painting too. It's like a stunning painting.
Yeah.
Like, you got the bubbles going in the right place. You got all this like shipwreck stuff, just kind of like
it looks weightless too.
And for what it's worth, like because he is like a rapper, you've got like speakers and shit.
Yeah.
It has like those signifiers that are like. And while we're talking about color grading in the last one, the color is
great.
You've got the complementary colors, the orange with the bright blue right here. The green is a good pop, but then you've got all these like rustic colors that let these big blue highlights just stand out. And then he's got
white shirt.
The white shirt, the muted blue of like his jeans, and then you've got like a bright yellow light on his face. It's really like, I mean, this is an S tier album cover.
Yeah, I think so too.
It is stunning stuff.
Man, for all the shit I talked in the beginning, we're really loving them today. We chose some good ones.
Yeah, we did.
That's all right though. It's nice looking at good art.
I agree. Next, Fever, Megan Thee Stallion.
Talk about Tarantino, like.
Yeah, this, I'm going to go out on a limb and say that this reminds me of like an entire half of Instagram where people are just Photoshop $10 album covers. I'll Photoshop it together. I hate this. I really, really hate it. I can't lie.
Yeah, it's so many words on it. There's way too many words. If it was just Fever with that, I'd still hate it, but
not as much.
Not as much. Yeah, it's like they were like, oh wait, add that. Mm-hmm. Oh, we got to put that.
I think this person was like, whoever did it was probably like, I want to make this like an actual movie poster,
right?
You know, and so they were like
Old West. It feels like a Western.
Yeah, it's like it reminds me of a mix between like a Western and a stripper movie.
And like a James Bond.
And like, yeah, or like Charlie's Angels or something like that, mixed with the Tarantino vibe. It has a lot of weird, but it's just movie vibes, you know? But then it just says like, she's the hot girl and she's bringing the heat. Because Megan Thee Stallion, and then starring in The Fever. Yeah, I feel like it just reminds me of like shit I hate looking at on Instagram.
Yep.
But for the most part,
it's an F for me, Meg.
And they probably, I mean, maybe they did get someone like actually really good.
It's just to
do it.
It's like it's doing way too much. It's real extra.
Yeah, real extra. I'm gonna have to go F on this. All right, here we go. Earl, some rap songs.
Talk about motion.
Yeah, this has motion.
This one's brilliant, too. This one's like one of those things that you look at it and it makes you feel high as shit. Like if you look at his face and like just see it kind of settle in, it makes you feel stoned.
You know what's really funny is, just on a personal note, I remember when Josiah used to have a photo as his profile picture that was just him doing this, like super blurry.
Yeah.
And so when this came out, I literally, when I first started seeing it that day, was like, oh, that's that picture of Josiah. It just is like funny because it's just like, it was just like this super motion blurred photo. But I mean, as an album cover, I think it works really, really well.
Yeah, I think it's really cool. And it fits Earl, too. It's like he's always like dizzying and like bumbling.
Especially some
like,
rap songs. Especially that album.
Disorienting.
I don't know. I feel like to me, it doesn't deserve an S because it's so like reductive.
Fried.
It's just fried. So I feel like it has to be an A, but
yeah, it's an A. A's good for me.
Yeah. A or B. I don't know. I think it deserves an A. Yeah, let's go with A. Let's go with A for that one. I think it does. It captures what the album is, and it also is like a clever idea.
Yeah, it haunts you.
Yeah, it haunts me in my dreams. All right, so much fun.
I love this one.
I have my qualms with it. I think it's fantastic in execution. And maybe, I don't know, maybe not. I don't like the type, and I also don't like that on first look, if you just like look away and then look at it, looks like Uzi to me. You know what I mean? Like, doesn't really like remind me of like an iconic picture of Young Thug.
Right, yeah, it does not do that, but to me, it's just iconic in itself.
I agree.
And ambitious.
You've got the plain shadow.
Yeah.
I think that is like huge. And then, yeah, I mean, obviously, like, you can't take away from how much, you know...
manpower.
Yeah.
Boots on the ground.
Is it a practical shot? Did they do it? Or is it built?
If it's built...
If we zoom in...
I think it's practical.
You think it is? Because I don't.
You think it's fake? Can I look it up?
I think it's fake, yeah. Just look that up really quick. I think it's built digitally. Nashville artist and designer fan who painstakingly placed each of 803 thugs used to form the rapper's face. So he used 803
young thugs, like
to
mannequins,
to build it. No. I think it's digitally. He's a digital artist, so he took 803 photos. And put them in there. So they're all photos of Young Thug built to build the cover.
That makes sense.
See, that it is still a good story because that's 803 Young Thugs on the cover, but at the same time, to me, it cheapens.
Yeah, it does.
It cheapens this.
I thought they like built something, flew a drone up, and like snapped it.
Yeah, but I think you have to look at intent and execution, and then you have to look at impact. And I think impact, a lot of people think that this is a flyover shot, and that makes it that makes it work as something that seems very ambitious.
Yeah.
And this album rather, the music, I feel like feels like Young Thug's big, like ambitious, pop cover.
Feels like he's looking
pop
down
album.
on the world. You know what I mean? It feels like he's up there.
It was his like ascension moment because I feel like he's been a legend for so long, but he never really had the commercial success that everybody thought he would have. And then this album made it that.
Propelled him there, yeah.
Yeah. And now I feel like he's cemented forever as like top of the game for the last 10 years. Like,
Well, seeing that I got the cloak pulled over my eyes or the wool pulled over my eyes, however they say, I'm going to go with a B.
I think it's a B. I think that's fair.
Tricked me, and that always upsets me.
I understand. All right, here we go. Total Xanarchy, Lil Xan.
Classic. What's he got? So they've like thrown a water balloon at him or something?
Yeah, something like that. I think it's, like...
Or he's sweating like so hard that it's like launching off his body.
It's coming out of his pores. You know what's super weird? This sucks, but it's so good. Like you just look and you just totally get what
is gonna happen to you when you hit play.
Yeah, and this album, by the way, sucks.
Well, yeah, this was the air. Like he went through that. Like he lived that lifespan as an artist. Like came onto the scene, got hot, and then fell into like the corniness and like the people were like, "Oh, this guy is cringe," and then he like evolved through that to like survive it.
To become like the best rapper to ever live. Like that's what I was gonna say is this is a huge stain on a legendary rapper's career. Like yeah, you can have a bad debut album and still ascend to the ranks of like,
the heights.
Like you can
highest
go,
heights.
Like I would say that like 50 Cent level, like
50
something
Cent,
like that.
Biggie,
Heiress 1.
Yeah.
Rakim, like stuff like that. I feel like that's where
Tribe Called Quest.
Right, that's what we're looking at here in terms of, our Mount Rushmore of hip hop. So.
Yeah, I do hate it though.
Yeah, I feel like for some reason.
Why are they throwing the water bottle at him? What about that? I think says Xanarchy.
Maybe it's like his diamonds are so wet like water. I don't really know. But I hate the type a lot.
Yes.
And I want to give this a D.
Yes.
Cool. Let's just leave it there.
Yes.
Shout out to Diego. All right. 2 more here. Tyler.
God, what a good one.
Scumfuck Flower Boy.
Who did this one?
Eric White, is that his name? I have to look it up because I don't want to get it wrong because I follow the guy on Instagram.
It is really good, and it fits this album so well, and he's so good at that. Matching his aesthetic with his sound.
Oh, he's a visual artist as much as he is he's ascended to like a crazy level of like...
People love orange. I'm learning that too.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of yellows and oranges in these covers. Flower Boy album cover.
I love the bee over his face. The layering of everything makes it kind of look like a collage almost. Yeah, it's just really cool.
All right, I have to find it.
And he always makes you feel like he's standing in the shot, like in the world of the album that the music's created.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I can't go here until I listen to it.
Eric White, I was correct.
Nice.
Okay, cool. Yeah, Eric White, painter who did this. Yeah, I feel like some of the color theory is what makes me like it a lot. Like in terms of the dark orange and reds in the
almost
deep
purple
background
line on the mountains too.
Yep, and you've got like this complementary purple on the bottom of the clouds, and then he's standing in the field of sunflowers. And yeah, I don't know. I think it's just like it's so good that. I don't know. It's like Kanye. It's like when you look at covers, I don't want to just give everything Tyler does an S, but at the same time, I feel like he pays so much attention to what the music is doing, and then finds a way to
incorporate that creativity into just
to portray it to people. Exactly. To be like the first time they see it, then they can associate that. And there's a through line to what it's going to sound like and what that era of Tyler is going to be like. Like, he has eras the same way. Have you ever seen that graphic of the bear dressed up like each era of Kanye? I feel like you could do the same thing with Tyler. There's, like, certain colors and themes that go with these year and a half, 2 years that Tyler will go in between albums.
I agree.
And I feel like he'll continue to do it for the rest of his career.
Yeah, I don't think he can help it. I don't even know if it's, like...
It's second nature to him. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, this is an S for me.
Super. Is that what S stands for? Super?
I don't know why S is above A. Somebody should comment that below. I have no idea. All right, next one. Last one. X. 17.
I liked this one a lot when it first came out, just because of the character he was, and like just seeing like the idea of him's like little notes, and I always imagine he had like crazy, messages all over the place for himself. Yeah. But it has not aged well for me.
I don't think so either. I think there's a few reasons why. One, to me, and I don't want this to come off as an insult if you're a huge X fan or anything, but it seems like he might have just been reading or watching too many like Kurt Cobain documentaries before he did something like this. It just seems very derivative of that sort of like panicked scribble mad genius, like drawing in your notebook type of thing. Secondly, I will say that I don't think that the noose has aged well. The drawing of the noose, I think, comes off, I don't know. I think artists' relationship with the idea of suicide has been under the microscope for a few years, and I feel like by now it seems like it's just kind of weird for a guy with such a young fan base. Right. But, I mean, art is art. You can't tell people what to do and artists what to do. But I do think that stands out to me as like...
But as a concept, I thought this was really strong for the artist that he was. Yeah. Like, to have this as the concept. I liked that a lot. But, yeah, like I said, it just hadn't aged that well. This is like a solid B for me.
I think that's fair. I think it's close to an A, but I'm going to go with a B as well. Yeah, I don't know. There is something cool about that homespun idea, especially when this is another case where I feel like the music matches very well. Yes. Because at the time, I feel like X was known for like his blown out, distorted bangers, and then he came out with an album that was like, in a lot of ways, like boom bap R&B. Yeah. Like it was like straight and with Shiloh Dynasty samples throughout, So,
and I love the framing too, like how it cuts off words and pages on all sides.
Yeah, and he did do that thing a lot on social media where like he would post the track list written out on notebook paper like this, and he would like have it scribbled like that. So it was an aesthetic of his own. I think in a lot of ways this is like a B+ for me.
B+. I like it.
Okay. Sweet. Well, that was fun again.
Yeah, we did it, baby.
We did it. So here's our tier list. Let us know which ones you agree with and disagree with. And we really did scour the comments. So we went back and looked at
your creativity
at what you guys wanted us to talk about. So we'll do the same again. Comment below which album covers you want us to talk about. If you think that we should do a classic album covers, you think we should do a different genre of album covers, and let us know which ones are your favorite. Comment your 5 favorite album covers below, and we'll talk about them.
Thanks for coming, gang.
Yeah, thanks for watching. This has been HIVEMIND TV. Make sure you like the video. Subscribe if you want to see more. And again, check out HIVEMINDTV.com. We have some really cool merch up there. That's about it, but...
Stay safe.
Stay safe. Have a great day. We love you.
Love you.